So look at Anthony Ryder from South Lyon, Michigan, recently selected as the Lions 2020 Fan of the Year. He has a passion about sports broadcasting.
With the 112th selection in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver, USC. One pride, baby! Yeah!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Detroit Lions video. Now, the NFL and the Detroit Lions are in full swing of NFL training camp. They've been practicing for about a week at this point, and after about a week of NFL training camp, we have a lot of information and a lot of observations about how this 2022 Detroit Lions team looks early in the 2022 preseason. Everything from individual performances and rookie standouts to offensive versus defensive battles. We have a ton of information and a ton of things to talk about today regarding the first week of NFL training camp and the first week of takeaways from NFL training camp. So with all that being said and all of that out of the way, let's get straight on into taking a look at training camp week 1 observations and takeaways. Now, starting off with the offensive side of the ball, and in particular, starting off with the quarterbacking position. Jared Goff, from all accounts, looks incredibly sharp early in training camp. He is throwing in tight windows. He is making some very difficult throws deep down the field, and he just looks very comfortable and extremely confident in his abilities this offseason. Last year, it was kind of, dink and dunk. It was a lot of short passes. He was accurate, but wasn't aggressive. He was, delivering good footballs, but wasn't necessarily threading a needle or allowing big plays to be made through the air, and that was a big concern early in the season, right? There wasn't a huge element of downfield passing a year ago until very late on into the 2021 season for the Lions, but Jared Goff very early in training camp seems to have a very good chemistry and a very good connection with wide receivers DJ Chark, Amon-Ra St. Brown, as well as, of course, Josh Reynolds. The three of those wide receivers have been connecting a lot with Jared Goff in competitive team drills. He's thrown multiple touchdowns every single day to either DJ Chark or Josh Reynolds. They just have a very good connection, a very good duo, very good trio going on right now. And Jared Goff, for the first time in a very long time, looks comfortable in training camp. Looks like he's having fun. Looks like he's confident in his ability to throw the football down the field. And I would argue he looks even better as just a natural passer than he has at all throughout his time with the Detroit Lions, and dating back even maybe multiple years with the Los Angeles Rams. Now, the tight end competition is also one that is heating up quite a bit. 5th round pick James Mitchell has officially returned to play and has officially returned to the active roster, but undrafted rookie free agent Derek Deese Jr. as well as third-year player Shane Zylstra is also making a push for that tight end 2 and tight end 3 role. Brock Wright right now is the starting tight end 2, or is the tight end 2 in 23 personnels or 12 personnels or anything like that. He is the second tight end in a lot of those formations, but Derek Deese Jr., James Mitchell, as well as Shane Zylstra are all competing for that spot, and all have made a huge case for jumping spots on the depth chart. All three of them have multiple touchdowns over the last couple of days, and both Shane Zylstra and Derek Deese Jr. have 3+ touchdowns in the red zone drills on multiple days of camp. Now, the Lions do have a kicker battle going on as well, even though Riley Patterson finished the season incredibly strong a season ago for the Detroit Lions. They do have the kicker from last year, Salbert, that is kicking alongside him. It is a preseason competition. It is an off-season competition. And as of right now, it seems to be a very, very close one. Right now, I would lean closer to Riley Patterson just because of how strongly he finished the year, right? I think he only missed one kick in the last 7 to 8 games for the Detroit Lions, or only missed one kick as a Detroit Lion as a whole. So, he did really, really well, made a lot of tough field goals, was a very, very consistent kicker for the Detroit Lions. And after the kicking woes of the early 2021 season, a stable kicker is something that a lot of Detroit Lions fans are looking forward to. And it's something that, a lot of Lions fans miss from Matt Prater. Now, with that being said, from what I have heard, it seems like Cyber has the very, very slight advantage by a kick or two from the entirety of the week, but neither one of them have missed very many field goals at all, and the kicker position does seem to be a little bit more stable this offseason than it was a season ago. Now, getting onto the kick return battle, they do have quite a few players in contention for this as well. Last year, it was Godwin Igwebuike as a kick returner, and it was Khalif Raymond as a punt returner. And while Godwin Igwebuike is still the clear kick returner for the team, right, taking all the kickoffs from either the start of the game or after a possession, it does seem like the punt return position does have quite a few members battling out for that spot, including, of course, returning wide receiver Khalif Raymond, but it also includes guys like Khalil Pimpleton, Trinity Benson, as well as Josh Johnson, the undrafted rookie free agent from Tulsa. So there's a lot of competition, and if Khalif Raymond can't win a starting wide receiver job or a starting punt returner job, it is very possible that Khalif Raymond could be out the door in Detroit by the end of the 2022 preseason. Now, with that being said, Quintez Cephus is a wide receiver that he would have to beat out, and Quintez Cephus is playing phenomenally. He is taking multiple reps with the first team offense and has been making the most of his opportunities, having the catch of camp so far over Amani Oruwariye that took it, who then took it for a touchdown. Quintez Cephus is having a very good camp. He's running good routes. He's very sharp. He has really good, strong hands. And so far, he has been one of the most impressive wide receivers on the roster. And from what it seems like he is the current wide receiver 4 on the depth chart, behind, of course, Chark and Reynolds and St. Brown. But it seems like Cephus is that fourth guy that, if you want to bring out 4 wide receivers, if you want to bring out a more physical wide receiver, if you want somebody to go win a jump ball, it does seem like Quintez Cephus right now is that guy whose number is being called more often than not. He's been working a lot with Jared Goff. He's been working a lot with the first team offense. And although he's not necessarily a starting wide receiver with the Lions right now, he is a very, very impactful role player and should be a huge time role player for the Detroit Lions in 2022. Now, getting on to some of the camp standouts. These are guys that, are just overall having a very, very good camp. Right, I would say Demetrius Taylor is somebody that is continuing to stand out. Had a strip sack on day 1 of training camp, and has had multiple very good reps where he either got a very close pressure or would have gotten the sack if they were allowed to hit the quarterback. James Houston is having a very good camp so far, showing off a lot of versatility, showing off a lot of different roles that he can play in. The Lions have had him playing off-ball linebacker, but they've had him blitzing from that off-ball linebacker position, and from what I've heard, he has been very, very good at collapsing the pocket. He's been very good at just kind of pressuring the quarterback, making that quarterback feel uncomfortable, and finding a way to force mistakes from our quarterbacks. And then Charles Harris is also having a very, very good camp. He currently is playing with the ones across from Aiden Hutchinson, as Romeo Okwara is yet to return from his Achilles tear. I don't know if he's going to continue to play with the ones after Okwara is back, or if they're going to rotate or do something of that nature, but I do know that Charles Harris, for the most part, has been having a very good camp. He's been creating pressures. He's been winning a lot of one-on-ones. He is having a very good camp and seems to be at a better place now than he was even to end the season a year ago. Now, looking overall offense versus defense, they've had a lot of different battles this week. They've had a ton of different, one-on-ones, 7-on-7s, 11v11s. But from the sound of it, it does seem like the defense has the slight advantage so far in camp over the offense. While the offense has made multiple big plays down the field, of course, we talked about the catch from Quintez Cephus, as well as just the chemistry between Jared Goff and his receiving unit. It does seem like the Detroit Lions defense is going to be the strength of the team this year, especially in the trenches. We all know how good the Lions offensive line is. Taylor Decker's a potential Pro Bowler. Jonah Jackson is a former Pro Bowler. Same thing with Frank Ragnow. Obviously, Big V didn't allow a single sack in 1,000 snaps last year. And Penei Sewell is Penei Sewell. He's pretty darn good. But the Lions' defensive line has been the star of training camp so far, having multiple big wins, and for the most part, not dominating the Lions' offensive line, but I would say winning more battles than they're losing. Aiden Hutchinson in particular has been arguably the most dominant player at NFL training camp so far, as he has just, ran past Penei Sewell for a sack. He has put Jonah Jackson on the ground for a sack. He is the total package as a pass rusher, and even early in camp, even before the pads come on, even before, he really gets into the NFL season, Aiden Hutchinson is a dominant force early in camp with multiple sacks, multiple pressures, multiple big plays. Just being a relentless pass rusher day after day after day. And he may be the best performer out of everybody at NFL training camp. But with all that being said, that is life for you guys today. Tomorrow, we are going to be talking about a few of the big time standouts. We're going to be talking about players that just are having very good camps so far, and players that you need to keep an eye on for the preseason. But with all that being said, that is live for you guys today. Let me know down in the comments below what your takeaways are from camp. What players are you excited to hear about? What players are you happy are performing well? And what players are you maybe disappointed aren't playing as well or with the stars? I'd be very curious what you guys think. With all that being said, that is live for you guys today. Thank you all so very much for watching, and until next time, and as always, go Lions!